Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You might notice I changed the name of the channel to The Phil to Game because I also found out there is a channel that's called Phil Plays Games and they're way, way bigger, so I'm not even going to attempt that. So I decided to change the name of the channel to The Phil to Game. You know, kind of the will to game. I'm cringe, sorry. But hey, I want to thank the people that did check out my previous video talking about how I was going to be changing up how I game in the future. And, you know, I got some comments even, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And it's been quite a few weeks since that video, and I decided to do an update video. So, if you didn't know, these are primarily just more of like just vlog style videos, just kind of me getting my thoughts out there, and just seeing if they resonate with people like you. So, thank you, I really do appreciate it. So, kind of since then, I have downgraded a bit more of my collection. I've gotten rid of a couple more games. I picked up a couple games, surprisingly. I did pick up 2 games since then. Physically, surprisingly, I picked up Borderlands 4 and I picked up Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei just released a couple days ago, and I had fun with them, you know. And the reason why I'm getting physical copies for those 2 is I already have physical copies of all the other Borderlands games. Because I do love the Borderlands franchise. 3 was a bit of a miss for me, but for the most part, I do really enjoy every game. Borderlands 2 is still my favorite. Borderlands 4, I wanted to have a physical copy so I could play it online with my brother, who also really enjoys the, who really does enjoy the Borderlands games as well, and it's just easier for me. I also don't want Gearbox, you know, getting any of my information, and I've heard a lot of really bad things about their PC releases, so I typically don't play their games on PC just because I don't want them to get any of my information. And of course, Ghost of Yotei, I collect a lot of my PlayStation exclusives physically for the sole reason that I don't know, I guess I like them physically. You know, PlayStation exclusives. I can get them on PC, on Steam, but in my opinion, they are still very, very overpriced. And I loved Ghost of Tsushima. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I damn near 100% of that game, but I still was a little iffy on this sequel. So I'm not ready to give them, you know, my money via PC, because like, what if I decide afterwards, I'm like, you know, this is a game I don't think I'm going to replay like I did Ghost of Tsushima, so I probably could trade it in. I do have that value there. So, but like I did mention, a lot of PlayStation exclusives on PS5 are cheaper physically than they are digitally, and I'm not about to spend like $70 on a PC game yet. I'm not there quite yet. Most of my PC games I buy are all like, I think the most expensive game I bought on PC was $40, and everything else I've been buying at cheaper prices than that. So yeah, I guess for the most part, I'm still going to be buying my physical games. If a game is released at $70, I'm probably going to buy it physically. That way I can sell it later on. Or I'm going to wait to buy it cheaper via PC keys, so I can play it cheaper. Like hell, I've been looking at Hell Is Us, pun intended, and that game's like $50, $60 physically, and I can find a code to get it for like $35 right now. Or sorry, $53. I'm not quite ready to buy that yet because I've just got so many other games I'm trying to play. And one thing I have noticed, you know, kind of getting away from, I mentioned in my previous video that I worked at a game store, and I no longer work at that game store. I now have a different job, and what I've noticed about since I left there is I'm not buying nearly as many games as I was, because I'm not tempted by it. you know, because working at a game store, I'm constantly tempted by games that came in on trades or new games that were released. I'm constantly buy them, so I was always so tempted to buy those games. And since then, I've kind of gotten away from that, and I've been able to focus on my backlog and focus on a few games at a time, and it's been good. It actually feels great. My main way of gaming right now is this. This is my Steam Deck OLED 512 gigabyte model. I also have a 1.5 terabyte SD card in there. So I can play pretty much, I put mostly anything that I want to play on here. Now, of course, I'm not putting really high-end games on here. I am mainly playing like anime-based games, you know, JRPGs with an anime art style, MOBAs. Like, I can't tell, you probably can't tell, but this is, God, you really can't tell. It's Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. I've been playing a whole lot of that. I get a couple games in every day. Been loving this game. I've also been playing Metaphor ReFantazio. Been really enjoying that. Replaying the Mass Effect trilogy is great. Helldivers 2 is balls on here. Like, oh my god, don't play games like that on here. But playing a lot of playing a lot of like less demanding games on that has been great, because mostly I just have maybe an hour or so a day to play games, and like a day, and I love the ability to pick up and play. I have been playing Ghosts of Yotei, and since its release, and that game's been pretty good so far. Borderlands 5 been really not Borderlands 5, Borderlands 4 has been really fun, though I do think that it's missing that Borderlands spark, and I'm not enjoying it as much as I was hoping I would. But what was I getting at here? Yes, I've sold off more of my games, and I have been buying more games on Steam. As you can see here, let me just shrink myself down a little bit here. These are some recent games I have bought on sale because they were like less than 15 bucks. You know, I had, you know, the Halo Master Chief Collection, Helldivers. That's the game I bought for 40 bucks, but I've been really liking, you know, some Helldivers. I bought all the Resident Evil games. I sold all my physical copies of Resident Evil, and I bought the digital copies, and they were about this. It was almost an even trade. I maybe paid like $8 difference to get them on PC, but now I have all of these Resident Evil games on the PC, and I'm pretty happy about it. Same thing with, just Resident Evil in general. I really do love these games, so I was perfectly okay with trading in the physical copies. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, I am trying to lower my collection more and more and more. Because when I do move to Minnesota, I need to downsize. Hell, there's so much more I am going to have to downsize, and I stare at my wall of stuff every day, thinking like, I'm gonna have to get rid of more. You know, probably at the end of this, I'm gonna have a single bookshelf to bring with me. And it's gonna be rough getting rid of more and more stuff. And it's funny, my fiance tells me, like, why are you selling more of your stuff? And I keep telling her, we can't bring it all. You know, I got figures I'm gonna have to get rid of. I got more games, collectibles, stuff. I can't bring it all with me, so it's gotta go. And might as well take those games that I'm selling and buy their PC equivalent at the time that they are cheaper. Like Nexomon, I think I bought for like $2. I sold the Nexomon collection that I hadn't even opened, and now I'm gonna have a chance to play this, because once again, a lot of JRPGs, I just don't have the time to sit down and spend like 50 to 100 hours playing it on a TV when I could do that on my Steam Deck and play when my fiance is watching TV, or right before bed, or a little bit in the morning before I go to work. It's the best device that I have been using lately, because it's just pick up and play. Some of the games, oh yeah, I forgot, I also picked up, you know, Prototype, Brutal Legend, I loved that game. Code Vein, I really need to get into. Haven was super cool looking, it was only $2. I'm one of the few people that liked the Callisto Protocol, so being able to play that on PC, and possibly Steam Deck even, is really, really cool. These are games that, actually, yeah, I do own these games. Huh, yeah, look at that. it's been like looking at these games here. I have so much to play. I've been building up my PC backlog. I call it the backlog, but PC collection. And it's crazy that a year ago I would have said this is blasphemy. I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to have a huge, collection of PC games because I want to own my games. And I still feel like physical ownership is the best course of action if you want to own all of your games. But unfortunately, in a day and age where, like, people are just downsizing, people are having to get rid of things because you only have a limited amount of space in this in your home, and just limited time to do this. PC gaming, honestly, is my saving grace. Like, I knew I wasn't going to be. I bought this game, Metaphor ReFantazio. I bought it physically and didn't open it for almost a year before I just traded it into the store I worked at, got a little bit of money from it, and I bought the PC version for the same price that I got in trade-in. It was like $35. So I finally got to play this game, and I'm absolutely loving it so far. Monster Crown, same thing. I bought it for like $30, never even opened the game. And now I own it on PC because I got it for like $8, and I traded in my physical copy. The Resident Evil games, I traded all of them in at the right time, so I got all the digital ones for the same price. I don't just sell my games and then buy the PC games right away. I wait until the right time. I wait until the moment where I'm able to kind of do an even swap. There's also like great deals, like bundle deals where I got 12 Star Wars games for like $10, which is insane. I sold all my Star Wars games that I had, and now I can play them on my Steam Deck. Like I traded in Tales of Grace, the new remastered one, and now I can play it on my Steam Deck. God, I feel like I'm gaming more often now that I have been moving over to PC. And that's not to say, like I said, I'm still buying physical games. I bought Ghosts of Yotei and Borderlands. And eventually I probably will trade Ghosts of Yotei in when I'm done with it. Just like I'll probably trade Ghost of Tsushima when I'm done trading it in. When I'm done, playing it, and I'll eventually pick it up again on a sale on PC. Same with Spider-Man. The only game like I'm so tempted to not sell right away is this Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I love this game. It is my game of the year for 2025. There is no better game than I played this year. And I was one of the few people around at my work that was like, this game is going to be awesome. I'm super excited for it. Nobody was interested in it. We only got like 8 copies in. I snagged one of them. And then everyone realized how great this game was. Everyone was like, holy crap, we need to get this game. And so I'm happy that I was one of the first people to pick this up and really get into it. And I don't know if I want to get rid of the physical copy, because these are pretty hard to find. I know they've made reprints since then, but really, like, I could buy it digitally, I know, for like $40. Probably even less than that. And it'd be worth every dime. But just having a physical copy of this game, it just kind of feels cool where I can loan this to a friend and be like, hey man, you need to play this. There are so many people I talked into when I worked at that game store to buy this game. And they would text me and be like, dude, this game is insane, it's unreal. But I probably will trade this in one day, get the digital copy. I'll get to play through it all over again. But part of me kind of wants to also go through a New Game Plus since I already beat it once, go through the New Game Plus on it. There's really not there's not a main theme to this video. It is most of a ranting vlog video. But thank you guys for checking it out here. So updates really just, like I said, I'm down to like 342 physical games. The games that I'm still probably going to try to keep are my PlayStation exclusives that are a little too expensive to buy on PC right now. My Switch 2 collection is a lot, Nintendo stuff never really goes down in price. You can only play games on their system, so I'm probably going to keep my Nintendo Switch collection pretty decently, you know, there. Same thing with my 3DS games. There's a lot of JRPGs, Pokemon stuff, DS. My 360 collection is like barren. Like it's only at less than 20 games, and it's only games that I can't play anywhere else, like the the Transformers, War for Cybertron trilogy, Deadpool, Lost Odyssey, Beautiful Katamari, Blue Dragon, stuff like those. You just can't play anywhere else. Man, I actually even have the Baldur's Gate 3 Collector's Edition. I haven't opened it yet because I did buy it digitally as well because I really wanted to play it. I'm probably going to sell that eventually. It's probably worth a decent chunk of money to a collector. I own 2 Switch 2 physical games. Cyberpunk 2077, which I need to finish that game sometime. Like, I keep starting it, restarting it. I need to actually finish it. And then Rune Factory, whatever that one is called. But yeah, like, it's just, those are the only 2 that I got so far. Donkey Kong was fun for a while, but I just kind of got bored with it after like 10 or so hours. Mario Kart World is a joke, and most other Switch 2 games are game key cards, so I'm not going to buy those. I will be getting Pokemon Legends ZA, though, in a couple weeks. I do really, really want to play Digimon. Oh my god, Digimon's Time Story. The demo for that game is absolutely insane. It's such a good introduction. I really want to buy it right now, but the fact of the matter is, I know once Pokemon comes out, I'm dropping everything else. Even though Digimon is definitely the more polished game, I need to, you know, play Pokemon. And I know myself, I'm just going to be playing nothing but Pokemon for a couple weeks after that game comes out. Maybe once I'm done with Pokemon, I will have the necessary time and funds to start playing that game. But I'm also still trying to play Metaphor, which is a very long game in itself. Ghosts of Yotei and Borderlands 4 I still need to finish. So like, I'm good with games. I can wait. And the thing is, I was gonna get Digimon physically, but I decided that I'm probably going to want to keep that game. And I think that's a big thing, is once I realize I'm gonna keep that game permanently, I am okay buying it on PC, but I'm going to wait for a sale. I'm going to wait, because I put the demo on PC too, on my Steam Deck, which ran great. So I'm going to wait for a sale. I'm going to pick that game up when it's cheaper, and I'm going to try to finish the games I currently have on my desk right now, which is Ghost of Yotei, Borderlands 4, Metaphor ReFantazio. Those are my main games I'm trying to play through. Once Pokemon comes out, I'm dropping all those to play Pokemon. Once that finish, I'll try to keep playing those again. And I'm going to be playing Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra for my multiplayer stuff. But it feels good. It really does feel good in the end. Just letting stuff go and not really worrying about like buying every new game that comes out, focusing on the games that you really, really want to get. And honestly, PC gaming is great. I think that's the main thing in this video here, is like the part, you know, getting rid of my collection sucks, but once I did get rid of stuff, it just makes me feel a lot better. It makes me feel like, you know, I'm actually I feel like I'm working towards something, because in a year from now, I'm probably going to be I hope in a year from now, I'm going to be moving. And once it's like getting rid of stuff, because like going from one, you know, from if you're living in the same city or even in one city over is not a huge deal. Moving from state to state, I don't want to keep moving a bunch of stuff. I want to take one big moving truck, and that's it. So I will be getting rid of way more stuff, and I will just have all my games with me on my Steam Deck, on my Switch 2, my PS5. It's gonna be good. But guys, let me know, how are you gaming right now? How are you collecting? You know, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all this in the comments down below. If you do want to see more videos like this, definitely subscribe to the channel, like the video if you want, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care.